Hey guys, my name is 𝗪cie, and today I'm going to make a video about fast fashion trends, why it's important, and why some people may think that it's not. Let's talk about it. Also, this is my dog Louie. You're going to see him in majority of my videos because I love him so much. So whenever I appear, he will be here. Also, he is a Morkie, which is a Yorkie Maltese mix, and him and I are like best friends. Ooh. Sometimes. Okay, bye.
Got published in 2018 in Vogue and Vanity Fair and Glamour magazine.
How can I help you?
The fast fashion industry makes a lot of money, over 91 billion to be more precise. This might be very surprising to some, but entirely unsurprising for others, as people in the public and even in the fashion world, like in magazines like Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, become even more aware of the bad effects of the industry. This is important because the audience in the fashion world used to be there to just impress the fashion elites. But now, and especially in the years following 2020, the fashion industry has changed drastically. There are many people who look at the fashion industry and think of an awe-inspiring industry to get in. Because they want this so bad, they will do anything to get noticed. And this is where gimmicks come in. Absurd fashion that doesn't even look remotely classy or even wearable. It's ridiculous how much people put into the fashion industry and how much new designers will go to explore and create new ideas, but they're really not that new. These gimmicks are something created just to make money and to get noticed, because many people in the fashion industry want this so bad that they will make ridiculous costumes. And all of this is done just to keep up with the fashion trends in the industry. I think this is ridiculous because not only do we want to keep up with trends, but we're buying more and more clothing, making us even more consumeristic and materialistic. It's a very selfish and narcissistic industry, but when you look at it from a consumer point of view, you see how toxic and bad it is for the environment. In a world of now 8 billion people, overconsumption and production are a lot of the reasons the fashion industry exists in the first place. Without new designs and an increase of desire to buy new products, there would be less fashion designers and less money to be made. But this goes hand in hand in the world of journalism, as overproduction of media within fashion can be partly to blame. There is a reason people want to buy more clothing, because they see 4,000 ads in just one day, and a good portion of those ads are a part of the fashion industry. These ads are created for our consumption, but the main reason these ads are created are for money and power. They just won't tell you that. While fast fashion seems easy to attain, it's not as attainable as you may think. H&M claims that they could have sustainable products within all of their stores by 2023. But is that actually possible, or is it just a gimmick that the brands would like us to believe? Actually, I've learned that this is a smart marketing trick that boosts consumerism and protects the company's profit margins. Someone online said, "I gave H&M old sweaters that I was bored of and jeans that had gone out of style, only to use the 15% discount and come out of the store with new sweaters and jeans." Although H&M has made strides toward more sustainable practices and may generally aspire to be a part of the solution, they are still not the eco-conscious company they've marketed themselves to be. So, how does this relate to the journalism field? Well, for example, false claims made by brands are important for the public to know, but it's also really detrimental to a healthier planet. This connects to not only the fashion industry in itself, but everywhere else in the world. The public, however, is not as informed as they should be. And if not for the journalists learning about the industry themselves, I'm not sure the public would even know about this. But for all the negatives, there has to be positives, right? To understand the other side of the argument, I listened to someone named 𝗪cie𝗶𝘀𝗲. She's a senior product developer for companies like Hugo Boss and other retailers. She says that garments can be easily taken apart into pieces and can be recycled. The bottom line is to think about how we shop and buy seasonless clothing. So what that is that seasonless clothing is actually not relatively new, but it's something to be more eco-friendly. For example, it focuses on quality clothing rather than trends. So you're focusing on the way that the products and materials are made rather than getting as much clothes out on trend as possible. And this seems to be a lot smarter and a lot better in the long run. But with higher quality clothing comes higher prices. And this is where the dispute gets tricky, because a lot of people, a lot of Americans, and a lot of people around the world cannot afford prices to the degree that the quality of clothing may produce. And this is where some people think that fast fashion isn't that bad, quote. But in all honesty, is it ruining our planet enough to care? Or are prices too skyrocketed to even think about it? This is something all you guys can think about and invest in, because I think this is a discussion and conversation that needs to